Saints fans and Hootats from all over the world. It's time for Saints News Radio with Kyle T, the Professor Diva, the Professional, Coach Rick Gailey, and the rest of the crew.
First and 10, let the story begin. It's football Sunday, the Saints marching in. We went from banging our heads to them calling us ain'ts. Now it's been said they gon' beat them Saints. First round bye, when we make the playoff, everybody hating, cause we get to take the day off. Vince and Boogie, nobody do it better. Now we on our way to our best season ever.
All right, Saints fans and Hootats from all over the world. This is Kyle T. Mosley of the Saints News Radio Network, and welcome to our special show tonight. We're going to just title this show, Can They? Can they do it? Can they? So we will know if they can or they cannot pretty soon, because this is a pivotal matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday after losing against the Detroit Lions in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome on Sunday. It was just a lot to be able to talk about, a lot to be said, and let's go for it. And on tonight's show, we're going to dedicate this show to my uncle, Ernest Boyle Jr. Over 7 years ago, when I first started Saints News Radio, he was my very first caller. And he's always supported everything that I've done throughout my life. And he passed away last weekend, and we're going to funeralize him in New Orleans on Saturday. So this is to you, Uncle Ernest, and Kim and Auntie Connie and Wardell. Keep your head up. I'm praying for you guys, and I will be there to support you. Well, on a lighter note, we have the Professor Derek Stevens from The Professor Speaks with us in tonight. What's going on, D?
Hey, what's going on, my man? And I just want to echo the same sentiments. Uncle Ernie has labored. He's getting his crowns of jewels now up in heaven. And I tell you, all of this is he was a man of God. He loved all people, not just his biological family. He was an uncle to me, spoke much wisdom in life, and very staunch supporter of me and everything. And I say it all the time to the younger generations. You better find you some adoptive uncles and aunts and spiritual parents, because a lot of times the wisdom you need is not biological. It'll be from other people. And I think the younger generation does not understand that. They don't understand connections and networking and understanding the wisdom of other people and other family, people that will adopt you. But when your ears are not open to listen, and rebellion and disobedience in you, and you cannot see God blesses you to get spiritual uncles and aunts, such as Uncle Ernest was to me, then your life will not make it to its destination fulfillment or to the potential it should, because Uncle Ernest was a man that, yes, he loved his saints, but more than loved his saints, he lived his life as a saint. He was not perfect, but he lived his life as a saint. And the Bible tells us the saints are the excellent ones. Uncle Ernest Boyd was just that, an excellent man in spirit, an excellent man in heart, and a man full of wisdom. And I thank the Lord that through my relationship with Kyle and his mom and dad, who also are up in heaven, that I was able to, have an extended family, and Uncle Ernest, Auntie Connie, and Cousin Kim. I was trying to get to the celebration. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it, but I will be there in spirit, Kyle. And I know this has been a difficult week for you, because I know, this is someone that is right dear in your heart, but know this. I always tell people, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and 17, abstinence in the body is to be present with the Lord. And when Jesus Christ comes back, those that are asleep or dead in Christ shall rise, and those that remain will be caught up and will be joined. So we shall if we do, we got to do while we have time on earth, live our lives in an acceptable manner. We shall see Uncle Ernie again. We'll see Mama Mosley, Daddy Chester, my Aunt Pearl, and all the loved ones we've lost, and so will others. So the best thing you and I can do is do what he would want us to do and sit here on tonight and talk some Saints football and talk some smack and continue the tradition that he taught both you and I as we grew up as young men and young boys off of St. Anthony and in Gentilly area where we grew up as boys in New Orleans.
All right. Yeah, you're right, man. I really do appreciate that, Professor. Really do. Thank you. That's all I can say. Just thank you. All right, guys, let's talk some Saints football. The Saints fell to Detroit 28-13 in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome on Sunday. The Lions improved their record to 8-4. The Saints. Yeah, there was a game.
I didn't know the Saints played last Sunday.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't know either. They didn't show up, so there was some imposters that showed up out there on Sunday, man. Well, the Saints.
I thought the 50 Hall of Famers into the Saints Hall of Fame. I thought they were out there playing.
You know what? I think if the 50 Hall of Famers were out there, I think they would have done a better job than what we saw, man. Archie Manning looked like he can still throw the ball a little bit. We had Tommy Myers out there. You had guys like Ricky Jackson out there. I mean, it was a collection of who's who for the New Orleans Saints. You had Marcus Colston,
Jackson, my other man.
Yeah, Pierre, and all these guys out there, man. Matter of fact, I think we need to bring back Pierre and those guys, you know. So it's a lot of things that we need to talk about tonight, guys. The New Orleans Saints, this, like I said earlier, this is a pivotal game for the Saints. The Saints, if they do not get back to the winning ways, I really believe the Saints have no room for error at all the rest of the season. We're going to play the Red Hot Buccaneers right now. These guys, remember, Professor, just 3 or 4 weeks ago, they were in the cellar of the NFC South with the Panthers. And right now, these guys have surged ahead and tied the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC South at 7-5.
They were 3-5, and the Saints were 4-4, and I think the Falcons were like 5-3, and we were talking Saints Falcon division, and the last has now become the first.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something, man? And you know what? It's something that we need to really take note of, because the Saints had prime opportunity to really capture this NFC South if they would have done some simple things like take care of the football. The turnovers creeped up again. Drew has he threw 2 interceptions on Sunday, but that third interception was one of those garbage interceptions. So we will talk a little bit more about that as well. And welcome to the show. We got Rev Wyndham with us. What's going on, Deuce?
Not much. How you doing tonight, Kyle?
Oh, we're doing good, man. That is the professor, if you haven't told.
Not much. How you doing tonight, Professor?
I'm doing great, buddy.
Yeah. Well, Deuce, you and Brian had a good talk last night on the Who Dat Confessional.
Excellent show. Everybody, go download that show. I tell you, man, when I tell you Deuce, Brian, my other buddy Brian, Miss Judy, what a powerful show. And you don't have to agree, at all times, but it's just everyone spoke eloquently, voiced their concerns, their point of views. I'm telling you, powerful. I was glued. I was just glad that Deuce gave me 5 minutes to add a few things, because, man, I enjoyed it thoroughly. Download it. Go out there to all the listeners. You will get a thorough, comprehensive view of everybody's thoughts on from all sports.
Okay, Deuce, getting a little feedback from you there, man.
For me, let's see real quick. Adjust that for you.
Okay. All right. That's a little bit better. All right, guys, let's talk about your thoughts, your overall thoughts on the game last Sunday, Professor. Let's go with you.
Well, I was very disappointed, of course. I mean, after the Rams game, I think, Deuce and them really stated in Brian last night. I mean, we had high expectations, and I guess because, as I stated last night on Deuce and Brian's show, Who Dat Confessionals, every Tuesday night, people, 8 p.m. Central. Check them out. I have seen this. I think maybe for me, I've been following the Saints too long. 42, 43 years is a long time. And I'll be honest with you, Deuce and Kyle, I'm very grateful and thankful, because the one thing I never thought would happen with the Saints, they did. They won the Super Bowl. So the Saints don't really disappoint me anymore, or I don't take it as harsh or as hard as I used to, because I have the Super Bowl hat, the jacket, and all of the stuff. If I never see it again in my lifetime, I got to see it, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful to the Lord for that. I just want to see the Saints with Drew Brees do better. And what disappointed me the most with the Saints in this game is just, it seemed like, I don't know, they either were not prepared, sluggish. These are different adjectives people are using to describe. I don't know how to describe it, but I've seen that type of game far too many times lately with this team. We go up, then we drop down. We go up, and we drop down. And personally, I still don't think the Saints ever recovered from that terrible way in which they lost to the Denver Broncos. I think the effects of that, even though they beat the Rams, I just think that really may have been a turning point in their season. Now, here's some facts with the Saints, that is disturbing. In 2012, they got to 500, and then they lost. They went like 1-3. Then, even in 2013, in which they went 11-5, the Saints struggled in that third quarter of the season, and they went 5-3. But they lost to Seattle, they lost to Denver, and the Rams. So they kind of went 1-3 again in November. 2014, the same thing happened again. They beat Green Bay and Carolina, came home 4-4, had a string of games at home, starting with San Francisco, Cincinnati, and Baltimore, lost all 3 of them at home. And then they went on the road and beat Pittsburgh. So they went 1-3 again. Now let's move to last year, 2015. Once again, they're in a thrilling game. They went on the road, beat Indianapolis. Then they came home. They beat the Giants, got to 4-4, came home, got upset by the Tennessee Titans, then lost to Washington. Then they lost to Houston in 2 horrible games. Went 1-3 in that quarter. So I guess why I wasn't as shocked is that the Saints in 2016 have done it again. They've gone 1-3 in the third quarters of their season. And I stated this last night. Until Coach Payton can get the Saints to play in September and in November, even if they go 2-2, if you even go 2-2 in September and you're going 2-2 in November, then you're sitting at a 7-5